Hello friends, welcome to my channel. The topic that I am going to discuss today is bulk transport across cell membrane. Various substances are transported across the cell in bulk. This mechanism involves expenditure of energy. It occurs by two mechanisms, namely first endocytosis and second exocytosis. But before going into the details of endocytosis and exocytosis, I want you all to understand the schematic representation of various transports across cell membrane. I have already uploaded the video on my YouTube channel. I have mentioned the links of the video in the description. So please go through it. It will help you to understand the topic better. Now let us understand the details of endocytosis and exocytosis. If you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get all the latest updates of my new uploads. Now let us continue with the remaining part of the video. Endocytosis. It involves the intake of substances from outside. It can occur by different mechanisms such as first pinocytosis and second phagocytosis. Now let us understand pinocytosis in detail. Pinocytosis. This phenomenon was observed in 1931 by Lewis. As this process looked like some form of organized cell drinking, Lewis called the phenomenon as pinocytosis. This phenomenon is observed in a variety of cells like kidney cells, intestinal epithelium, liver macrophage, leukocytes, etc. Pinocytosis is induced by the presence of appropriate concentration of the metabolites in the surrounding medium. It is further classified as micropinocytosis and macropinocytosis. In micropinocytosis, there is a formation of small vesicles less than 0.1 micrometer in diameter. These are called as caveolae. These vesicles enclose the metabolites following invagination and detach from the plasma membrane. They migrate towards the interior of the cell and break up to release the contents. The other type of pinocytosis is called as macropinocytosis. In this, the vesicles are larger in size with a diameter of 1.2 micrometer. In the receptor-mediated endocytosis, the metabolite called as ligand is bound to the receptor on the plasma membrane. The ligand-receptor complex moves laterally towards a clathrin-coated pit. Clathrin is a protein attached to the plasma membrane by another protein called adaptor. After entering the pit, the movement of the ligand-receptor complex is halted. This results in the accumulation of the ligand-receptor complexes in the pit. Once the pit contains a larger number of such ligand-receptor complexes, it invaginates and forms the endosome or receptosome. The receptosome loses its clathrin and the ligand is internalized. The receptor is recycled to the plasma membrane. Now let us understand phagocytosis in detail. Phagocytosis. It has been observed by Mechnikov in the late 19th century and it is similar to pinocytosis. During phagocytosis, there is the formation of pseudopodia. This gradually engulfs the prey. There is a formation of food vacuole called phagosomes which fuses with the primary lysosomes and destroys the ingested material. Now let us understand the process of exocytosis. Exocytosis. It is a mechanism by which large quantities of material from the cell is transferred to the outside. This phenomenon is the reverse of pinocytosis or phagocytosis. The discharge of the secretory granules by the gland cells is the best example of exocytosis. The contents to be discharged gets incorporated into the vesicle. These vesicles migrates to the surface and fuse with the plasma membrane to release the contents to the exterior. The intracellular organelles which are actively involved in the formation and breakdown of vesicles are Golgi complex and lysosomes.